From the dawn of bow and arrow to today's modern military rifles, both manufacturer and wielder of ranged weapons have been confronted with one crucial issue: how to get a new projectile ready to shoot. The earliest solution were quivers. Storing your arrows in a purposely built bag and carrying it on your back meant easier transport and faster shooting cycles. With early rifles, however, reloading could take minutes if you're not well trained. The process just took too many steps. This meant that rifles were only used for the first attack and then dropped in favor of a more traditional blade. Of course, you could take more than one small arm with you, but that would mean more weight to carry. Fast forward a few centuries, and by the time of World War I, guns with integral magazines had been the go-to standard and replaced earlier designs such as breech loaders or multi-barreled weapons. Reloading many rounds with just one clip meant greater capacity and fewer stops between firefights. It's also at this time that detachable magazines became a more frequent sight on the battlefield. 5 rounds in a bolt-action rifle were sufficient, but a fully automatic machine gun or semi-automatic backup pistols were more effective with more bullets. Standard stripper clips or en-bloc clips simply didn't do it for a 30-round submachine gun used in close-quarter combat. Today, magazines are the norm. They may come in many sizes and forms, but they all make reloading faster and allow for more ammunition to be stored. In video games, developers can simply use real tech as a template for digital armory or go for the freedom of fiction. In the earliest shooters, reloading was seldom an issue. That means, if it was included at all. Often, the times you could shoot before you ran out of ammo was merely a number on your screen. Picking up ammo packs magically refilled your armament. No reloading required. In games like Contra, you even have an infinite supply of ammunition. Shooting hordes of enemies with bottomless magazines ensured frantic action on screen. Taking a break to reload would only interrupt it. Sometimes a simple clicking sound was all that was needed to simulate the procedure of replenishing your mag. And even with the rise of slightly more realistic first-person shooters, an animation was rare to find. In 1993, its Doom had a noticeable example of such animation, even though it was just a way to keep the pump-action shotgun relevant after you've got the double-barrel shotgun. Its later game, Quake, also featured a double-barrel shotgun, this time with no interruption between shots. With the rise of 3D acceleration, games could become more detailed than ever, and soon the demand for depicting guns that more closely resembled those in real life increased. In Valve's immensely popular Half-Life, reloading serves to enhance the atmosphere. Not only did it make the game feel more real, it's also a constant reminder that you may be the hero, but you're not invulnerable. Zombies, aliens and headcrabs become a more menacing threat once you can't spray them down with an infinite rain of bullets. Games that are set in a more realistic setting can't just get around reloading. Counter-Strike with unlimited ammo just wouldn't be the same. Reloading is not just authentic, it's a way of balancing the digital arsenal. But still, from today's point of view, we are not yet at the time of good animations. Those require more polygons and take time to create. By now, it's not that uncommon for your on-screen firearm to simply disappear, play a sound and then appear again with a new magazine. It was a way to solve this issue at a more simpler time, but it wasn't very interesting. Furthermore, when detailed animations were shown, they often weren't correct. Yet again, Counter-Strike is an important example. The game is infamously known for its ridiculously false animations. Last time I checked, pulling the forward assist of an AR-15 based rifle doesn't do very much. With the emerging trend of shooters set in World War II, animators and programmers put in more effort to create more close-to-life renditions of firearms in their games. Weapons were rendered in even more detail, and animations were more often true to life. Well, of course, if you make an authentic game, you want authentic portrayal of the actions happening on screen. And if you really wanted immersion, you made different animations for tactical and dry reloads. In case of a magazine being completely depleted, merely swapping it out for a new one won't suffice to make your gun combat ready again. But sometimes a realistic reload can look pretty boring. So some animators take more creative liberty to make reloading just as action-packed as shooting. Battlefield may have highly detailed weapon models, but there is just something cool about the stylish reloads of Call of Duty. Even though they should come up with something new from time to time. However, that's not to say that Battlefield has no stylish animations. The AN-94 in Battlefield 3 is a famous example among fans. Snapping out the old magazine with a new one looks great every time. Also, a crisp HK slap is a lovely sight for every fan of G3 based guns. But maybe it's not the cool animation that satisfies you once the shooting action pauses for a short moment, but rather a signature sound. And as epic as realistic digital warfare depictions might be, the future has the style. Then again, there are the famous rare reloads in some newer Battlefield titles. As the name suggests, rare to find, but amazing to witness. In cases of unlimited ammo in today's games, there has to be a limiting factor, often found in overheating. Most notably for casual gamers would be basically every gun in EA's Star Wars Battlefront, or Advanced Warfare's EM1, that puts an end to your shootouts once you hold the trigger for too long. An animation can also tell you how much love and effort has gone into production. The animations for the Gewehr 43 in Call of Duty 5 may look great, but it's strange to see that the empty mag isn't actually empty. And apparently the Gewehr 98 from Battlefield 1 has feeding issues. In addition, something is just odd and unsettling about those spare rounds clearly visible on your shotguns, even though you have nothing left to shoot. On the other hand, there are some more pleasing examples of weapons with visual indication of the ammo left at your disposal. I don't know about you, but I'm amazed what impact such a small thing like a reload animation can have. The little disappointment of a lackluster animation, or the joy of a highly detailed procedure. Maybe you know the feeling that you just want to play with one certain gun because the reload looks so cool. Or you shake your head because it is so wrong. Reload animations have a greater impact than you might think, and I believe it is safe to say that reloading is art. Thanks a lot for watching. With this video, I'm merely scratching the surface of this topic. There are still more stories to be told, more games to be shown, and more reloads to be made. So, if you want me to go more in depth in a future video series, please let me know in the comments below. But for now, auf Wiedersehen and goodbye.